Now swings it off again. All Blacks really threatening again. Wide it goes for Jordan. Beautiful pass. Mark Telea scores.
Inching slowly towards the start of the international rugby season and the start of the first test for the All Blacks against England in Dunedin, which, by the way, ticket sales have started. I'm not entirely sure how they're tracking, but I imagine that it will sell out. It will sell pretty well. Maybe I should Maybe I should have a look and get a ticket. I've kind of got family commitments down in Dunedin. But yeah, look, we're trying to perhaps look at the wingers. We've looked at fullbacks already, about who will play for Given Will Jordan's. Excuse me, I've just had a carbonated drink. Who's going to cover for Will Jordan when he's out for this winter? So we've got wingers. Look, I guess this is another rather intriguing one. Although safe to say, I think the answers for to fill the 11 and number 4 to wear the 11-14 jerseys for the All Blacks are probably staring at everyone's face.
Tackle! Oh, Reece, Sevu, Reece! They won't take this one off him. You just can't keep it.
So I'm going to go by names because they are interchangeable now. They can the players nowadays can swap between 11, 14, left, right winger. It sort of doesn't really matter. I think I'm just going to pick out some names here. The first one that has to be a guaranteed shoe-in for the All Blacks is Sevu Reece, top try scorer in Super Rugby. With 12 tries, and I would say he's had the best season of his career to date. I think there was that time in 2019, he had that really hot spell. Then he missed the 2023 Rugby World Cup due to injury, but he's back. He looks refreshed, and yeah, look, despite all the problems with the Crusaders this season, with the backs and all that, Sevu Reece has been absolutely outstanding. Look, I could argue and safely say that if it weren't for Sevu Reece, the Crusaders would be right at the bottom of the pile. He has single-handedly carried the Crusaders franchise, to a point where they might have a bit of a slim chance of getting in. He certainly has kept them in games. Look, he's become their number one pacemaker. Number one strike weapon. Playmaker, I was meant to say. And yeah, look, I think Crusaders fans are really grateful that he's still around. But certainly, I guess it'll be interesting to see. Could he? With the All Blacks, he doesn't probably have to do as much as so many other playmakers. He's not having to be the number one focal point. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes there. I think certainly on form he has to be. He would be one of the wingers, and I'd say one of the first choice wingers in the All Blacks.
Yeah. But as they recycled, they stayed nice and patient. Choked, fought, got a little bit of support. But Christie, for me, he was right amongst the thin of it, and Telea gets his second.
And I guess the other one, probably to nail for the run-on team, Mark Telea. Look, he's undoubtedly he's probably been our number one winger in New Zealand. New Zealand Rugby's number one winger for the last 2 seasons. He was certainly outstanding at last year's Rugby World Cup, and he's continued that form into the season. Look, the Blues perhaps have become sort of more forward-oriented team. A lot of their tries have come from rolling balls, from forwards, and line-out drives, and etc. But that's taking nothing away from Mark Telea's contribution to the Blues. Of course, getting him to that field position, he's still breaking lines in a way that we haven't seen since Joe Nalomu. And yeah, unless injury was to set in, Mark Telea has to be in the All Blacks. He can play both wings, I think. So yeah, imagine a Reece Telea let wing combination. I think that would scare defenses. I'd certainly, if I was the English or Steve Borthwick, I would be quaking in my boots there, taking on the double threats of Sevu Reece and Mark Telea. Mark Telea is actually, I think, crazy thing, he's actually improved. Defensively he's really great, and yeah, as an attacking weapon he's absolutely outstanding.
It's been 5 minutes of play centred on this pocket of the field, and now they go wider. McKenzie rips it long, looking for the try, and in goes Narawa.
Highlanders, though, have the ball, and it isn't intercepted. It's Caleb Clark, and they won't get anywhere near him.
And so we come down to, well, who's going to be the other two names? There's Imoni Narawa, who's come back from his injury really well. Scored as many tries as Mark Telea. He's been key for the Chiefs. And I think, yeah, he would almost certainly feature in the, I think he'd have to feature in the, certainly in the squad, in the wider squad at least, if not the starting, the run-on team or the subs bench. I think I'd expect, of course, you got to remember, of course, Scott Robertson, a fresh template there. I think he'd be quite keen to, Narawa certainly fits that, that bill of a young player with a lot of potential. And I think someone who, was unfortunate that he couldn't quite demonstrate what he could do at the Rugby World Cup due to injury. But, look, he's just continued working, picked up, done what he needs to do. And I think, it would be surprising if he was left out. The other person, I guess, Caleb Clark. Look, Caleb Clark is a bit of an enigma. I think doesn't have the strike power and the work rate as some might think, but I think he's certainly gotten better. He's signed a long-term deal with New Zealand Rugby, so it is quite clear that he wants to stay around. Whether, I don't know, if it's going to be in 15s or he might decide that his best chance to, his best chance of success is in the sevens at the Olympics. Remains to be seen, but yeah, I think it would. To be honest, I think if you're looking at the other options, Caleb Clark, at least being in the extended squad has to be in there. So yeah. So those are my four names for the wingers. I think, of course, we're talking as utility age. The likes of Geordie Barrett, Bowden Barrett can play some, they can sort of play all over the back line. Damien McKenzie as well. So, so those are my, those are my specialist wingers to make the All Blacks. But what are your thoughts? Is there anyone else I should be considering who could possibly usurp one of these guys? Is Sevu Reece an almost dead certainty, or maybe the fact the Crusaders aren't performing as well might count against him? That's or is the fact that Scott Robertson is an ex-Crusaders coach and knows Sevu Reece certainly going to mean that if Sevu Reece being in the All Blacks this year is as safe as putting a bet on your mortgage. So Mark Telea as well, Imoni Narawa and Caleb Clark. Anyone else I've missed? Look, if you like this video, if you like it, don't forget to subscribe.